This is my favorite analogy for where politics currently stands and why voting is so important. It was written by the library alcove on Tumblr 2 years ago. A lot of people seem to think that voting is like changing the settings in your computer. It's boring, but once you're done, and things are set the way you want it, at least until some programmer pushes an update that you can't refuse and resets everything. I did it! Why isn't it working now? Seems to be the attitude. It's because voting isn't changing the settings. Voting is throwing stones in a river to change the course of the water. One stone isn't going to do much. It takes time for the river to actually change course, even when you do have a lot of people throwing stones in. For the last 40 plus years, the right wing in the US have been marshaling their people into organizing stone throwing teams, and they've reached the point where they've pretty much got the river dammed and ready to flood people's homes. It's going to take time and effort to A, breach the dam, B, divert the water, and C, push the river back. But you've got to do it, otherwise they will happily flood you out of your home. I get that Democrats aren't your favorite people. I get that you don't love all of their policies and actively hate some of their policies. But it takes every little stone. If Trump wins, if Republicans take the Senate, if Republicans keep the House, if there are more Republican governors and state senators and state representatives, they will flood the village almost immediately. The reason we are where we are is because they've been working at it for years. We can't let them do any more damage. It's now our turn to remove their stones and make sure the village doesn't flood. Whenever I read this analogy, it makes me think of Avatar: The Last Airbender and what Jet was willing to do to the village. Do you really want to be Jet in this situation? Or do you want to be Katara? Because that's where we're at. Your vote is your voice, and that voice is your superpower. You're not changing the settings on your computer. It takes time and work and doesn't happen overnight. Nothing happens overnight, so why do you expect politics to get as left as you want it to get overnight?